In today's video, I'll show you how you'd be able to use ClickUp Chrome browser extension. So let's get started. So here we are on ClickUp, and I have my ClickUp extension here already. So now for you to get this, you would need to go into the extensions of your browser. So it would actually depend on what kind of browser that you are using. So in my case, I'm using Google Chrome. So all I have to do is go here into Manage Extensions and click here on Chrome Web Store. Now, there are some browsers that do not support Chrome extensions. You would have to go to their own respective stores for extensions or add-ons. In that way, you just simply need to install it here in your browser and search for ClickUp. And then you should have something like this. And if it doesn't work on your browser, I highly recommend going into Google Chrome for minimal issues. Now, I'm just gonna go and click here on installing Chrome. In my case, it's already installed, so I don't have to. Now, we can use our extension in here. So just simply go here into your extensions. Make sure to pin ClickUp for an easier access. Now you can click on it, and then you'd be able to see the features that you'd be able to do in here. So first, let's discuss the quick capture. So for this one right here is basically you would be able to easily create a new task in here. So let's say that you are browsing in YouTube or in an article and something just pops up in your mind like a unique idea. Then you can do it easily right here with the ClickUp extension. Go into new task and then just create the task in here. So let's say sample random task. And then you could go and put in the description, you can format it, and then you can choose the destination on your workspace. You want to also pay attention to the workspace that you are currently in right here in the extension. And click on create new task. And then when I go back in here into ClickUp itself, I could now see that right here, which is this one right here, sample random task. Next, we also have the feature that could turn your emails into tasks by using the extension. So in here, I'm going to go into an email right here, for example, this one right here. And then all I have to do to make this into a task or attach this to a task, you can click here on add to ClickUp. Then when you do that, you will now be prompted here with extension. Now you could add it to task or you could create a new task on your workspace. In my case, I'll just go for a new task and let's say I'm going to put a title of sample email task and then add a description, same thing, and a destination in here and the attachment. Click on create new task and then you should now be able to see that right here. And now we have the sample email task here. So yeah, that's it. And then we also have this option. Another great one in here is that you would be able to save websites. So let's say you're researching an article and or maybe you're reviewing a web page and then just simply click on the extension and it will attach the URL directly into your task. Or if it doesn't work, then you could always just copy the URL in here. And then when you create a new task, you could just attach it in here. As simple as that. And then what's also neat is that you could also highlight a paragraph and then right click and go into ClickUp. And then from here, you can save it as a bookmark or you could also create it as a new task. So that is really handy. And as you can see, it has now attached it right here with the link and the description. Now you can save it as a bookmark and so on. We also have the screenshot feature in here where you could easily screenshot what you are browsing and then you can attach it into the task. You could also snip if you'd want to, just like that. And then it will now be added into the ClickUp. So it's that easy. You can click here on done and here it is. We also have the time tracker so that you could start tracking your time. And then the notepad. So this is where you can create your notes easily while you are browsing on other websites, articles, or platforms. So this is it on how you'd be able to do this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.